Yes, we're going right in the queue! Come on, let's go. What a start, man. Fucking Sun's it, innit?
Hold on, have you noticed?
What?
He came in last week. What did the boy give him?
A hat.
Look, fucking Faddy's met him as well.
Top draw.
That boy's been floating about.
I should have had it on again, shouldn't I have?
Derek, go and stand up on the couch.
No,
No, seriously, because he's got his shorts on, mate. Your legs.
Show your legs to
are
the people.
fucking gorgeous. The housewifes will be
Come on.
buzzing. Stand up, come on.
Oh, don't talk.
Stand up, just show your legs.
I'm not standing up.
Go on, just stand up.
I can't.
Come on, Del.
I'm not standing up. I'm just a wee guy.
He's had a sunbed as well.
Don't need a sunbed, do you?
White trainers, brand spankers.
Well, the sun's
right out of the ball.
You get the white trainers on. Man, the sun.
Lewis's allowances went in this week, innit? Lewis's pocket money's went in yesterday.
What are you doing when I walked past you? This morning. I thought you were Abraham Shank by then. I was like, I could see him. I went, because I noticed the big brand new spanking BMW, beautiful motor. There's Gordon Dalziel in there, and I says, what's he doing?
He's lying back.
What's he doing? I'm like that. You're feeling a bit there, weren't you?
Ross McCormick in London, mate.
What about before the show?
So before the show, we're like, basically 30 minutes before you go on stage, you want to get buzzing, we're having a few beers. Like, Ross, go stick a tune on to get us up for this. Mate, if you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting, time after time. What the fuck?
Newton Faulkner.
Then he put a Newton Faulkner, Dream Catch Me.
Mate.
Try to get you up for a shit.
Could you see that what I was saying about Ross? Do you know, I think he looks like a werewolf? Do you not think so?
I don't
quite
get it.
scary.
That's offensive to werewolves, mate.
Mate.
It is, I know. He's quite a, isn't he?
What a start he's made.
He listens.
Are you talking about his head? Werewolf head with a penguin's body, mate. I remember him.
And there's something wolfy about him.
Did you remember him in London?
Body like a penguin, mate.
It's your head.
I've seen it, a
I bet
penguin.
it's your head.
Nah, no hair.
It's everywhere, man.
Nah, he's not got
a hairy back.
Nah.
Here he is.
He's a wee raver, isn't he? He's dancing.
He's what?
He's dancing.
The wee raver.
Oh,
It's unbelievable.
No. His best one's his karaoke.
Stands and says...
Celine Dion.
No, but he doesn't sing it. He just stands and looks at the screen. And then every 10 seconds he'll say a couple of words and then he'll stand again. But there's no expression in his face.
No.
It's the strangest thing I've ever seen with him singing karaoke. What have you been anyway, boys, alright?
Very good. I'm in a good place this morning.
How come?
Everybody has
Sun's
the
it for
weather,
him.
innit?
He's buzzing to get home and sit in the garden.
No, there was a wee challenge last night for the pole dancer, the retired pole dancer.
What, a wrestling match?
Well, out of the blue. And he's lost a bit of timber. He's lost a bit of stone and a half.
When did this offer come? Did he just walk in and say, I want to fight?
That's what happens in it's just, it comes from nowhere. It was
Just in the pub, innit? Just stick your name on the board.
Next one up.
Aye.
Pound on the table. Who's next for a fight?
My son, Ross, the middle one, he's lost a wee bit of...
Talk us through the full scenario, please.
Well, he's just about to head down to his missus. And obviously he's been scooting about upstairs and he comes downstairs.
What, with her scooting about upstairs?
No, he's going to get her, so he's obviously been warming up, he's been waiting, hasn't he? And I'm just sitting there, I'm preparing for the Milan game, the semi-final, and he comes in and there's a wee bit of... So it starts off with a couple of wee jabs and all that. And then it progresses, then it's whether I fancy it or not. It went for it, but he's lost his power. He's lost stone and a half or whatever he's lost. It's killed him by the way.
The young ones can't deal with the old guy strength. Doesn't go anywhere. Oh, I've got muscles, I'm strong.
Mate, imagine walking past his window and he's just sitting on top of his toilet. What is boy doing?
But do you know what I had to do after that? I went into the room and then just to get my breath back because I was like... But aye, so...
Is that why you're wearing these trainers?
They're all mine. I want his gear now, everything.
He's at his work today with your leather boots on, isn't he? You've got his trainers on. Anything on you this week, lads? My missus with him. Daced her last night, took my two boys to their game. So they like cereal before bed. So I text her saying, can you get milking? So it's too late for me to stop. Right. Shops will be shut. Come in, mate.
Not
that size. No, that size I can't them up.
All right.
What's the reason for that?
And that's what I'm saying. I was like, this has made me think of your full mindset. Like, what's your thought process on everything? Like, why would you buy that fucking size of milk when you know that they do want a bowl of cereal?
Did you give a reason?
But I was in a rush. I just grabbed.
No.
Budgeting.
Well, no, you budget. You get two big ones for £3. Aye,
More value in the bigger one.
just get two for £3 or £3.50, whatever it is.
I'm like,
I grabbed the wee
So,
one.
everything annoys you.
they want, would that annoy you?
I'm sorry for Steph,
Everything annoys you. I agree with you, but it's how... But
There's Dazzy saying he would go for the...
I'm a wee one grabber.
Because he's only...
But, because...
Oh, man.
Do you not still get your...
I want to be...
Yeah, this one, grab that.
watch yourself, Slaney.
Aye, because I only use it for tea. Like say, see coffee, I use oat milk and all that.
There's a pet peeve of oat milk. See, when you first open it, the Oatly, I love your work, by the way, you're amazing. It tastes, they fill it right to the fucking brim. You see, when you go to pour it, it just goes like that, all over the bottom of the can. How annoying is
I think
that?
that's every milk, though. It's
Is it?
It's just weird how when you pour it...
It just
Double
fucking
tin
falls
on it,
off the side, I thought still... I thought you still got your milk straight for the
Right, go again. That was a good tune. Go.
I've just done that with the milk, can't I? Leave it on myself.
Why don't even go there with that?
I mean, tell me oat milk in your mouth there.
Anything else annoy
That
you?
phone call you had with the
The
Tim-
energy.
Mate, that was so funny.
What about that, mate? So they put my fucking gas and electricity up to over £350 a month. So I phoned them up yesterday. What was that like, mate?
But they never told you that.
They never told us to put it up, right? So they put up an extra £80. So I phoned them up and go, I can't afford £80 a month. She goes, okay, we'll come up with a payment, we'll just charge you an extra £9 a month. And I went, why did you just do that in the fucking first place?
Did that with
Shooting
the-
up to 60.
Did that with all the Sky and all that, didn't they? All the Premier and all that.
Life
Time
just
for
now,
his,
mate.
get all the Sky.
How many times do they hear that one? I can't afford that.
I know, but how come they can reduce
How many
it?
times can
They reduce it. How? That's what does man not.
Just fly in it.
So it is.
That's a great point. If
Here's another thing you'll be thinking to count your council tax.
What's the reason?
What are you getting for that?
Hold on, you're making a big
Potholes.
mistake by looking at you. Do you not leave that to the missus?
Mate, I do everything.
Just looking at it.
You'll be moving in with you, sure.
I wouldn't
That's the
even.
house car. I was like,
I wouldn't even.
that council tax and that. He's like,
No, he's wrestling his boy. He's like, what? Council tax?
I wouldn't even look at Faddy. I don't want to know. Do you know that? I really don't.
Council tax, come on.
No,
everything's going
I
up.
don't know. It's nuts.
Everything's went up. It's
Could somebody from the council come on this show and explain to us why and what we're getting for...
I know.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? I think we should
They'd be
start...
here a while.
You
Think
must
so,
live in a posh area, £350.
No, that's my gas and electricity. No, I find a scheme, mate.
I said you keep your heating on all day.
Who do you think does? The milk buyer, mate.
Oh, the milk buyer.
Aye, the milk buyer.
Aye.
She's sitting with fucking the heating on,
milk
drinking her
Drinking her milk.
carton milk.
I just get the whole blanket over me. You know,
What have you been up to? You must have been up to
I
something.
freeze like
I know, what have you been up to?
I've been quiet.
I see a wee bit of damage in the forehead.
Mate, I don't know. There's
on, what's
there's a problem in my bedroom, right? Because
What? You're not cheering them up. You're tying them up and leaving them
the
there.
tablets aren't even helping.
That's the
I'm tying them up.
title of your
Then
life
get back.
story, innit?
By the way,
Problem.
in my bedroom. By the way,
Biography.
God damn, there's a problem in my bedroom. Try it now.
tell me, has this ever happened to you?
Right, probably not. Right, on you go.
Well, I don't know the heat one, right? I fucking have
The
no
heat
idea.
board. You fucking smart.
Right. I've played diving heaters.
You want to give him your wee wrestling hat?
No, your Schumacher hat. Your Schumacher hat.
Give me a big
Your
helmet.
helmet.
It must be the thing with the light on it at night. But I woke up this morning, I don't know if it ever happened, right? I wore new shoes about a week ago, right? And I woke up this morning, I've not got my shoes on, right? I woke up this morning and I've thingied the blankets out to go to bed. And it was like I had my fucking periods, mate. You should have seen the blood
Oh, don't
your
even
feet.
go there.
all over the thing.
We must be
Mike,
a kindred spirit. No,
Were you in my bed?
You bleeding as well?
You in my bed? I was laughing.
No, do you know-
I wondered the new
no,
white trainers.
this is taking someone else because I had a wee issue. I don't know if I should do it.
Aye, tell us.
No, the wee hang me prop, like, the bleeding and all that. And I had to go up to Wisher, NH. Kevin McDonald, you played with him.
What one?
Kevin McDonald at Motherwell. He was assistant manager at Darvel. Met his missus in the NHS. Oh, they're brilliant, by the way. the
Right.
missus.
And what did
Just looked after me, just had to stop the bleeding.
Why were you bleeding?
I don't know, with medication and whatever they do. You must be doing something in your dreams, you must be.
What do you think I'm doing my dream? I know I'm doing
Replaying.
my
You
dreams,
just said
but
diving
I'm
headers.
not- I'm
You
not-
just said diving headers. You might be doing that in your sleep.
Mate,
That's
Was that Ryan Kelly?
Ellen William Kelly.
Oh.
Quickly on that, any of you ever had photos taken with a famous people?
took me a famous.
Have you ever had a photo taken with somebody famous?
George Best and Puskas.
Wow, what the three
Oh.
of you in one photo?
Aye.
Not nearly. I got shoved out of the way. I
That's
get
what happened?
bouncers pulled me out of the way. I was down in Browns, down in London. It was George Michael.
Wow. Did you say, George, can I get a photo?
I was going in, but the guy's just right in front of me. BTB, man. So
Amazing.
I had to.
What about you've had anyone famous?
Himself? He just takes
Take selfies.
Here you go.
When I was with Everton, we were in LA and we all lined up for a photo with Beckham.
Wow.
And it was in the gym.
And he got a picture of every single one of you?
Everybody, it was mental. All fit up.
That's mad how you all, because you've probably played against him, he's all wanting your picture, man. Was he brand new?
Aye. It's Phil Neville's there, I think. There's.
Not one person asked Phil for a picture.
Like, see you
Take
later.
it. Phil. Do you know what when I went coaching America and Canada and everything, do you know what, and to the day I can show you, I put David Beckham's phone number in my phone to make myself look.
Kid on, you had
But
it.
you knew him? That's genius.
There was guys that played for England with him, getting pictures with him.
That's nuts, isn't it?
No way.
That's so good, isn't it? Who would that have been?
I think, try to think who it was.
Like Osman or somebody in the squad?
Wouldn't have been Ozzy, I think.
That's amazing, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't remember, but
I don't think I've ever had my
No.
picture taken.
You don't ask for
Your dad had the Martin O'Neill one, didn't he, in the bookies?
That's right, aye. So
Your dad was getting a shite, wasn't he?
Him McCoy's. I don't think I've ever asked mate for a picture.
I don't think I would either.
Nah, I'm not the type of guy.
Right, just quickly, we're on our viewers' pet peeves.
Good.
Some of the viewers are genius. Pet peeve for you, when your missus gets a new pal at work, talks about her for weeks, and how her marriage is dead weird because the husband partner is a weirdo. Then she comes in and says we should go on a double date with these two.
Well, I'm out.
Have you ever double dated with anybody in your team?
what? Went out for dinner with?
Like a teammate and the
Our
wife?
teammate
I'm
and
not
his
a double
wouldn't
date.
call it
No way.
Well, just
like
out with, who would you went out with?
In back.
Loads.
At
You
Hearts.
need to get to know people.
Tosh McKinley.
You and Tosh and the two misses went out?
Aye,
Seen him up steps the other day.
aye. Good lad.
Doesn't like you.
Misses,
Did he wear the
brilliant.
pinstripes out?
Yes, very way smarter than me.
Always
Would they be
smart.
hard right enough?
Who was yours at Everton?
When we used to go
You and Jill would go out with the two?
loads. Went out with the Scottish ones, Davy Weir, Gary Naismith, Ozzy. We had a good dressing room.
Big
Done
Dunk?
quite a
Did you ever
lot.
get out with
No,
Big Dunk and
no,
his
Big
missus?
Dunk.
Nobody get out with Big Dunk and his missus now?
I don't think so. You go to like events and that and they'd be there, but no, you wouldn't just say, hey, Big Dunk, you and your missus
Come in for
He doesn't like double dating.
Did I like double dating? How come?
I know, I
Yeah, I don't know what
He's not got a
idea.
D. Fairburn, pet hates I. You finish your shop in Morrison's and make your way to the counter to buy yourself a lucky dip for the lottery, but you find the person in front of you has decided to hand over a month's supply of scratch cards winnings, and you have to stand like a tit while the poor person behind the till has to scan every single one of them. It cracks me up. Have you ever won or just bloody cash it and then as you go, not fucking collect them and hand over 20 at once?
You just fear away and go and get something else.
That's never
that you
happened to me.
fancy.
Happened to me before.
No, it's
Aye,
a pain in
people
the
like
ass.
Your dad's defo one of
He
them.
loves all
But it's
that.
got, check that one, check that one. He brings his coupon out, check that one. The guy's like, that's a coupon, mate. We didn't do that in here. That is brutal for we had that. You use big scratch cards, guys?
No.
I
Never?
don't buy
I
scratch
like a
cards.
scratch card.
Do you?
At least I love scratch cards, mate. Huh?
Hey, I never. I do the lottery every Wednesday and Thursday.
Do you do a lot every
I
Wednesday?
got my coupon up last week.
Think about it, £8, right? 16
Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday. So it's $16, right? Times your month, times your years. I probably could have fucking had a few quid in the bank. See if you do that. Put your 16 quid by 32,
Aye.
64 quid a month, over a piece, much as that.
I usually go to about 12 cents a day.
Oh, there.
700.
700 or something.
Aye.
Oh, it's a whole
Times, and I've been doing that
It's a
for
wee
about,
break away.
how long's the lottery been going on?
See, on the lottery, there's a pet peeve, that fucking postcode lottery advert. Someone's knocking at the door. Do not fucking ring my door.
Someone is tuning in.
Aye.
Aye, but what would you do if your neighbour won it and you weren't in it?
Devastated. Devastated. Alright, last one, Ricky Hutt. Pet peeve for me, clubs, people who still take part in April Fool posts. Why every year do I see the most stupid things posted, like as if it's ever going to be true? I also then hate more than people who comment on it, like, is it true? And they're shocked. Get a life.
Aye, they've ripped up.
So him getting his hole was an April
That was
Fool
an
last
April
week.
Fool's,
It's still done.
a week early.
That was for last April.
Slaney, give us a wee glass of water, please.
He's the same. Annoyed. That annoy you?
April Fools? No.
People doing April Fools?
You ever been caught?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. Have you?
I wouldn't
Probably
do it.
would have
I
been
wouldn't
caught.
do it,
Probably
but
aye. I would have been caught somewhere down the line.
I had
Can't
one
remember.
actually. My mate Kev was coming down.
Right.
He was coming down when I was in Warrington. I'm sure it was on April Fool's Day. So it was later. You know the rules, you need to do it before 12. So he's phoned me and says, "Oh, I've broke down. You'll need to come and get me." I'm like, "For fuck's sake!" Jump in the motor, and he phoned me back. He says, "April Fool." I'm on my way to get him. I'm like, fucking
So how's the rules it has to stop at 12
Oh,
o'clock?
it's just-
Who made that up?
I don't know who made the actual.
Who made
rule.
that up? This daft.
Well, there's another thing. We're talking
What
about
has he
traffic
done?
lights.
Is it?
Look at him. Look.
Has you
Honestly,
There's more room in that, mate.
Dad, go and drink it. See if you can drink it without spilling it. Go.
No, I would.
Come on, go on, drink it.
Get your nose
Go
in
on,
there.
try
Suck
and
up
do
with your
it.
nose.
But you need to pick it up. No, you need to pick it up.
No, I'm not.
Go on, just see if you can do it. Come on.
George Galloway, wasn't
Would you like me to be the pussycat? Wait, that's gave me a horrible image of you doing something else.
Is that why Steph finds your emails?
Is that why Steph finds your email?
Oh, I tell you what,
I'm not
that
speaking
felt
today.
good.
No.
Just keep myself to the side. If you need me to come in, I'll come in.
Well, we didn't, but it's good if you just join in. I'd rather you just join
Because I
in.
felt last week it was just too many voices, different directions. So if I feel that MD's maybe
No.
top
No,
say
we
to you.
shame it.
Right, you should-
Need the balance.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself and get in.
Say, today's show is brought to you by
No, I'm going to do this bit, mate.
With the mate, Grand National this weekend.
Brilliant.
Wow. Did you ever go there?
Never.
I was playing with you being on Saturday. That's my dream to go down to the National.
Every bus done it, though, innit? You'd all get a name in the hat and a pull it.
Magic.
Bollocks.
I do like
And they'll
it.
shout on
Oh, you
even
know
when the
that?
game's on.
I quite like it.
Who won?
This week.
Aye.
It's usually just before kick-off, is it? Am I right in saying that? Or is it during kick-off?
No, it's
during the game.
It's
During the
maybe
game.
changed, but
Later on.
Aye.
Do you know quarter
It used
to 5?
to be into second off when you would hear it. Somebody would shout on.
Wouldn't matter win, lose or draw it. First thing who won the national? innit? Nobody's giving a fuck about the game. Sorry, mate.
On you go, take it off.
No, on you go.
Not only will you receive £30 in free bets when you place a first bet of £10, but you can also take advantage of SPK's great offers throughout the weekend, including a free horse racing bet builder on Saturday's big race.
Brilliant. Not only that, but they're also offering a 25% bet builder boost on the Rangers v Hibs game. Link to sign up to an account is in the description box below. T&Cs apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Right, starting with this farce. Talk a 10-team league. Everyone's been shouting about a bigger league. They're taking the piss out of their, like Glasgow City Council. They're now talking about going down to a 10-team league. Can you see any sense in it?
No, I don't know what. Like, who was it that came up with it?
That's
Same guy that came up by April Fools and traffic lights.
Some working group looking at lowering the games, so we'll make less teams in the league.
There should be second spot for that.
It's mental.
No, he's right.
Shocking shout.
We've had a 10-team league.
Aye, it is.
We need a bigger league. I think we need a bigger league. I know that.
Would you go more than what we've got there now? Because I'll be honest with you, I like your format. I like the
Aye.
See, at the moment,
Right.
I don't think there's too much wrong with it.
And the reason why I like it as well
So why are
is
you ready to change it?
the crowds are good,
Aye.
right? So I like everything about it. Tens are. I don't
that's a
know
no.
anybody will go for 10, right? I'd just destroy football. But the sense that I've got is a lot of people want 16. The big question is, and you boys can answer it,
For him.
have we got enough quality for 16 in a top league in Scotland?
I think so, aye.
Do you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Kurt Livy, Dunfermline
I
coming.
think you've got
Yeah.
enough potential in a bigger league because you've got teams that have. There's good teams in the Championship, but there's good clubs as well with big following.
Aye.
That would, I think, enhance a bigger league.
So you go 16 then, Ferry?
Aye, I would.
So how would the
How'd you get
games
the
work
4
on that?
How'd you get 4 Old Firms in that though?
Why do you
The
need
big
4
thing?
old firms?
Is that what they're saying with Sky though? Sky.
Aye, but
Is that why Sky pay the money?
Aye. I don't know.
well, you would have some sort of split is what we have. I know that people have been critical of the split before, but I think it's shown that it brings drama to this point of the season. And then a lot of time there's games that mean nothing, but you can get that in you can have that in a 10-team league as well.
It's quite good the way it is.
I do.
Quite like it the way it is at the
See, for a player though, Derek, see when I was at Dundee, when I came back up here, we've been down south, see playing the same teams 4 times a season, it does get a bit.
The only reason with the bigger league, where it's a 14 or 16, it's less pressure on the managers, allows them to bring in the younger players, because that's always been an issue, isn't it? You know, that they say we're under pressure, we can't promote the youth because we don't know how we'll be able to handle that. So you can look at that, but I don't think there's too much wrong with the things. I think it's quite exciting.
But why is this commit then? Like what?
Who is it? You've just said
why
who
are
is
looking
it?
into it? Because it has been.
Is it not the clubs? Is it not the clubs in Scotland that vote for these things?
The clubs will vote, but it wasn't the
brought
clubs
the idea?
that brought the idea.
There's not a team in the Championship got to vote for that, are they?
No, but it needs an 11-1 vote. 11-1 vote. So you're going to say to the clubs, right, the 12 clubs in the league, by the way, we're going to make it a 10-team league. Straight away, the two teams that are down the bottom are going to go, no. But it doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to change it, and I agree, I think it works well the now, but if you're going to change it, if anything, it should be a bigger league rather than a smaller league. Of course.
14 wouldn't really work though with the number of games, would it? But 16 would, wouldn't it? If you could go play everyone twice, which would be 30 games, and then you do a split.
Your idea was quite good.
Top 8.
You said a top league of 2, Rangers and Celtic, then the other 40 just do what you want.
Imagine that Celtic and Rangers just played each other for 36 weeks.
Every Saturday, Celtic.
But were they not saying that they want less games?
Aye.
38's too much because of Europe now, they're playing more games in Europe, so it's too much games, so they want to. I don't know how that works.
Do the players want less games? Are they moaning and moaning? Because what would you rather do?
Overall, in football, everywhere players want less games because some players are playing. Some players are playing 60 games a season.
Because they're playing international football as well. They're playing.
Stop playing friendlies in international.
If you're successful,
I don't get it. I just think if you're you want to play football.
And with the wee argument you can throw up,
more games are better for me.
The bigger teams is look at the size of squads we've got. So the League Cups. You're not telling me Celtic and Rangers and all that they can play fringe players to go and beat Championship teams or whoever they come up against or whatever it may be. Yes, when it gets to near the stages, the semi-finals, finals, you want to win it, then fine. But I agree with Fad. I think the modern day player now, because of the demands, wants less games.
Why? Somebody's planted a seed in their head. No,
I think picking up injuries. Maybe I don't know.
They don't get a lot of rest. You look at come to the end of the season. Some teams are getting 2 weeks rest after playing 50, 60 games. You used to, they had the winter break, that was scrapped. And I know that maybe throughout the season they've maybe eased some of the midweek fixtures, but I think overall it's for player welfare. I agree with you. When I played, I just wanted to play games, but I was always injured.
And you just so you would tick out as long as you're playing games.
But you used to get 8 weeks off in the summer.
Aye, we did.
Players are getting 2 weeks.
Brilliant, by the way.
Aye, but
they used to come back, wasn't it?
They're only getting 2 weeks.
Well, see that last
Some players aren't getting any break.
Last night for us playing in the Lowland League, right? That was your 54th competitive game this season for boys that are part-time. It's a lot of games. But obviously we didn't have the size of squads that SPL squads have got, so majority of the
players don't play football in.
But 54 games, Derek, right? And then we've got to go and play 4 games to get up.
I just sometimes think it's a seed's been planted and it's they're tired, we're playing all these games and all that. Dad just says that they carry big squads at the top end, maybe not so much your end with your playing, but what would I rather do? I'd rather be playing games.
To be fair, I don't think I've heard a lot of Scottish-based players coming out and saying we need less games. I think it's just a general throughout football, more international games. There's the Nations League. They're bringing the club. I know it's at a higher level, but in general, it's all about making money and not really caring about the players and the welfare of the players.
That's where it gets more into like the end of the season, and then you see the internationals in June. I mean, I could see maybe some of the players thinking, here we go.
But the new format of Europe's added
8 more games.
See when you look at when they're played, but they're no every week, and it's midweek weekend, midweek. There's a couple, then it's a break, and I think it has been a bit better. But I just think going back to the reconstruction, it does work for us now. I think it works pretty well, and I would say that you look at a lot of the championship's really competitive, and a lot of younger players are getting an opportunity to play in the championship. What happens if the 4 best teams move up? Is there enough quality? No, in the championship, I think there is. And the teams, is there enough quality to push up? Because League One is, if no all, majority part-time. So then you're bringing them up. Are you making that gap bigger with what's below? I don't know.
So who's come out with this idea? Who is it?
Donny, innit?
Is it somebody that's somebody that's having to justify their income?
You're always looking.
Aye, we need to.
See the thing on that'll benefit young Scottish
See what
players.
Faddy's just saying there, we're always looking to, of course here, but sometimes we're looking for something that's perfect, and you maybe don't get that. But that's how I think. I quite like what we've got at the minute. I'll be honest. I think it's quite exciting.
I like that.
Championship,
Fair
the players,
watching it.
innit?
I think when you look at what I said about the younger players, if you make it a bigger league, then theoretically managers would get more time because, like the now, there's teams that are fighting for top 6 that could be in that relegation playoff. We've got 7 games to go. So if the league's bigger, it's not that there's less importance on the games. It just means that maybe managers will get more time. Maybe more young players will get to play at a higher level.
Teams might be safer, quicker, and you can put more young players towards the end of the season.
So
that's how I kind of like that.
I think there's a lot of big clubs round about the championship that would definitely enhance the league.
Well, you look
maybe not up straight away with quality, but clubs with their following and
look at the championship.
Thistles and all that.
Thistle in 4th spot. You've got 2. Who's it? Wraith Morton, chasing them down. Oh, sorry, chasing them down. Sorry, no,
all right, mate.
Chasing them down. By the way, no, but I just think it's quite good at the minute. Do you know what?
100%.
Even the bottom end of the Premier, I think there's a lot.
Just on the championship, looks like Falkirk have won it.
That's it.
Last night.
I know,
Mate,
they
massive
blew
result
1-0.
for Lenny, wasn't it?
Devastating, mate. By the way, forget that. Well done, mate. Congrats on the league last night.
Thanks,
Innit?
mate. Just
Oh, right.
yeah.
Got a lovely message for John McGlynn.
You'll be able
Was
to
that you?
Uh-huh.
Can you read it
You'll
out, or is it a bit
No,
more
no.
personal?
You'll be able to pay his electricity and
Last
his
minute
gas
goal,
next
innit?
week with a big bonus.
No bonus for winning that league, mate.
Do you know?
You only get a bonus if you got it, mate. Get nothing for winning the league in that.
Who'll be the playoffs, so you get
I think
there?
it's looking like Brora just now and then Bonnyrigg just now. So I'm going up, mate. What about this weekend? I've got going up to Brora to watch them. 4 hours there,
Great
4 hours
stuff,
back.
mate.
It's a job.
Thing you need to do, mate, innit?
That'll be good, though, mate.
What'll
Car
be
school,
good?
that car school, going up there.
It's only me and Mick.
Oh, is it?
8 hours
Thank you, not
convo.
going, no?
Thought about Blackburn
who's
for about
driving?
30 minutes.
Who's driving?
so Mick can do some curls and that.
He's driving like that, isn't he? Mick's driving, he's got the fucking big
I know the way you drive.
What? 12 team? You want to keep it the way it is, aye?
I don't want 10. I think 10 is disaster.
10.
I like what
I
we've
believe
got.
that's what they've come back.
I know.
I know.
10 team league.
asking for
Every
that.
option. What we'll do is we'll make it smaller. That'll help.
But I think if you go in and have a look at fans that are an important part of the game, a lot of them want 16, right? Fine, I've not got a problem with that. But I like the split. I'm like Ferry, I like the split, I like the excitement. You look at Faddy mentioned it, the race now for the top 6. You look at even the relegation, you look at the 2 teams that are going to finish in the playoff against the teams in the championship, and you can't really call. So there's an excitement everywhere. But if they went 16, fine, but 10.
The one thing I'd change with the Premiership and the Championship, I think the second in the Championship should just play second bottom in the... I don't think second and third in the Championship should play each other.
Right.
Too much of an ask for the teams that have that finished
there
second
is
and third. It should just be a straight playoff
There's
game.
been an argument that's been...
What in it is a semi?
Aye.
So the one
Two
that finished...
semis.
Aye.
So you're still getting the 3 teams in the playoffs?
Playoffs,
Yeah.
A lot,
It's too
innit?
much. It's too much for that.
Look, it's geared towards the
staying up.
Premiership teams staying up. But even on that, talk about the quality. Can teams step up? I know that they're big clubs. Dundee United come up and they're going to finish in the top 6. The year before Dundee came up, they finished in the top 6. Kilmarnock have come up. They've enhanced the league. Every team that's come up has actually done well within the league. So there is, that possibility that.
I just didn't
There's
see
good
why you
teams
get
there.
you get an advantage of having a bad season and the person that's done well is at a disadvantage.
It's just, users obviously finding that out with your playoff situation. It is
We
geared
didn't
for
go up
the
this
teams
year,
up
but
above.
Don't know what I'm going to do it myself. Genuine.
I just like the fact, see, when you get into the
I think I can go on.
I still like the fact that Wraith and Morton are still chasing Partick down
Aye.
as well.
Aye.
So it's just wee
Alright,
wee,
But even,
keeps it
even that
exciting.
last night with Dunfermline getting a win,
aye.
Hamilton go
Just-
down there.
wee scenarios
Park
like
are
that.
dragged
It
into
just
it.
keeps everybody on their toes, keeps it going. So
How could we make it work though if you went 16 team with the 4-0 film? Can we make it work?
He's obsessed with
I
he's
know.
obsessed with these 4-0 firms,
I know
innit?
that.
Don't
Forget
worry,
all these
we'll
other
get into
teams.
it.
No,
You-
but that's the big
Well,
debate
you
that
could
people are saying you can't.
still do a split. I
You
don't
do
know how it
split
would
with
work.
8 and 8.
I don't know how it would work.
You play each other twice, which
that's
is
for the
30
gurus
games.
to figure out.
I would go. Would you go top 4? So then the top 4 play each other twice, be 6
To see
games.
who wins the league. Forget the points, just
I heard
top
somebody
4
saying
then
that
just go into
playoff like
playoff.
America. Can I do that?
No, I know in America, just top 4 fight out to see who wins the league. I think they do something mental like that in Belgium,
Ah.
where they have more than like a split. They play
Imagine
for the
that happening.
title and they play for Europe.
Imagine
and
that happened now.
Aye.
that'd be brilliant.
Faddy, get him in there.
No, I don't know how it would work, but
That's
I think
mad,
that
innit?
I get the point, and for the broadcasters, it is a big point that
Mm-hmm.
you know how do you get the 4 Old Firm games? But I think the bigger point is, are we making our game better? Is it going to improve the standard of the game across the board? That's the bigger point.
Brilliant. Right, on to domestic stuff now. Rangers v Hibs at the weekend. What a game. Rangers off the back, thrilling 4-3 win against Dundee, but Hibs unbeaten in 15.
How good was that game?
Amazing. But the Rangers Dundee
the
game.
Rangers
I
game.
was buzzing.
You kept
I
calling
loved
it.
Martin
There's
O'Neill's
another
obsessed
goal
with it.
here. There's more goals. You
It
kept
was
calling
brilliant.
it.
It was
And
so
you got
enjoyable.
it spot on.
It flew in because it was
Aye.
non-stop. Dundee came straight away. Right, we're going to attack. We're going to try and win this
Brilliant,
game.
innit?
It was brilliant, and you get stick.
I was
saying
listening to
two
it.
teams are trying to win because clearly two teams. But it's Dundee came out and went, we're just going to attack.
I love it for Dundee.
was
I love
brilliant.
how Dundee are going to beat
Great
us, man.
game.
But remember, we said last week, I said it'd be quite, I thought it'd be quite close. You thought Rangers would be more
I
comfortable.
went the other
But I
way.
thought, because I like Dundee in terms of.
I'm out what? Did you say that?
No, but it was,
Good punditry says.
no,
Something I got you.
but you could see when.
Go and get a jump at 6. Head man.
See, what I've said to you, there's a lot to like about Dundee, isn't there? There's a lot to like
Fucking
about.
Lowland League ones and he's all about
goes in
sitting there fucking slaughtering me.
But it was, no, because there's a lot to like about Dundee, and clearly you
Aye.
could see that. But they're still vulnerable, aren't they?
Oh.
And that, I mean,
But is it because they're going for games that they're so vulnerable, Derek?
Aye, but I mean, see when you go 3-1 up as well. But he kept saying when I was listening, he went, "Oh, there's more goals," in this." And I believe, you know, you kept saying,
There was, though,
and
there was so.
of course there was. But then if you're a Dundee supporter, Dundee manager, coach, you think you could shut up shop a wee bit. But they didn't.
But even then,
allowed it.
they
But it made for a
probably
great
should
game.
have. They probably should have, but they hit
Thank
the
God
post
they
3
didn't.
times.
I know. See the one
They
that
could-
comes off the inside of
Aye.
the post with Murray.
Murray.
If that goes in, I think maybe it's.
Him and Martin O'Neill were jumping up and down every
What?
time Dundee scored.
He kept asking us, didn't he? What's the Rangers?
What's the Rangers score, eh?
Mate, the whole
Did he,
team
aye?
came in that direction and he kept wanting to find out. Are you surprised? Listen, a brilliant comeback with Rangers, but are you surprised they've not getting more control in the game?
I'm surprised the goals that they're conceding early and what they're doing. But the one thing you've got to give them credit for is even when they're 2 down or whatever it may, you always look and think there's a way back here, isn't
Aye.
there? And I think that's a
Which
real-
wasn't he there about 2-3 months ago?
Exactly.
Aye.
And here's
The feeling.
here's my pet peeve, right? It's doing my head in, and people are going to slaughter me for this. How is Cyril Dessers getting dogs abuse?
Because
He
he's
misses 6 chances.
Mate,
12.
12.
I was 11 and
look,
12
I
shots.
take on
12.
board he misses chances, right? You're in the coaching side, we've all done it, right? And you, I'd rather a centre forward walk off the park and say, I could have had a hat trick there, right? Because I'm in the position,
Put
the
yourself- of
chances
course.
are creating, I've made an arse here. But what happens? Pops up with the winner.
I know. Keeps going, doesn't it?
That's a sign of a good striker for me.
And that's what used to happen. People have got, if they think back, it was with Ali McCoist. Sometimes Coisty would have games like that.
When we were
Everybody,
there at the beginning.
you might have had games like that. I know, and that's how you see it maybe differently for maybe the ordinary punter. But I can remember playing in games where Coisty would have 3 or 4 great chances and you're saying, if I, got that. And then he puts the hardest of a lot, into the tap bin, scores an absolute screamer. And that's what you've got to... no put up with, but that's you start to kind of, what would you say, like accommodate that as a player. You know what you're getting, but he's gone all the time. He just says it all the time. No chucking it, no feeling sorry
and
for
can he
himself.
sell into good positions?
And he's got lovely eyes.
That's it. And he's a great guy.
His goal record over the 2 years.
You love
good,
him,
isn't it?
man, but you'll keep going back to the haircut.
Aye.
You love it. I like that, I know.
See anybody that sits and does that, I'm there with him.
Aye, brilliant.
I think that when you look at the attitude, they just keep going, keep going. And look, I think it's a modern thing where we look at players and say, aye, but he doesn't do that. Aye, but he missed that chance. But he missed that chance. And I'm not saying then you turn around and go, oh, he's great. He's obviously got his frailties and he's doesn't look like he's a confident finisher. It's like he tries to take maybe an extra touch, or he's maybe thinking about what he does. It's maybe not instinctive until it's instinctive. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you go through and you think, well, he's too many thoughts in his head.
Yeah.
Other times, like his goal, you think, well, he knows he's just going to chest it and slot it by the goalie. Instinctive. But he keeps going, and I think that's where you need to praise
His return is good.
Aye.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't argue with that, right? And I know people are shouting, oh, well, the chances and all that. I totally agree with you.
He epitomises the team at the minute. They're like that. You don't know what you get. They're up, they're down. You don't quite know what's coming next.
Can you believe, Derek, that they've no one at Ibrox under Barry Ferguson?
It's bizarre, that, isn't it? But what they've got under Barry Ferguson is
You say your brother.
yeah, it's a Barry
you know him?
Ferguson.
You know,
Aye, I do.
he's grew up, he's in the same house
there is
for 20 years.
But you can see that there is that fire, that passion, and he's trying to instill that into them. So he is. And some of them are getting it, and probably some of them have got it a wee bit at half time, and you could see him, you could see the anguish in his face at the end of the game. Aye, that's it.
Was he fuming?
Speak to him.
Because the fuming will come from their standards. He's got high standards, of course he has, and he's been used to having the high standards because of who he played with, and because of how he played.
It wasn't how he played, but it's because of him.
Aye, but
What was he saying after the game?
No, by the way,
What was particularly, what was you annoyed at?
it was the guys you played with, and one guy I will mention a big influence, but Arthur Newman was a massive influence in Barry. Arthur Newman's, and that's a guy that was in top drawer, by the way.
He's a good night out.
And he's everything you want in a football player, Arthur. Aye, he's
I'm never
isn't he?
fucking named
Alright, come on, what was you particularly?
No, I just wasn't happy that obviously they go behind, and I think he said it after the game. He never said anything different to me. Is what he says about bad habits and looking like he's slipping back the way when he felt as though they were well prepared and starting to look forward. But I think it's the standards that he wants to set, and I think sometimes you look and want everything to be perfect. And he was emotional. But before the game, he says in his interview, this is going to be a battle, and it's about winning the battle. They did.
And the standards.
They did.
But the Rangers need to get away from that attitude of this is going to be a battle, and you're going to control the game and dominate the ball, so it's not going to be as much of a battle. Celtic didn't go into games and go, by the way, this is going to be a battle.
I want to just touch on that because about the standards that he sets is because when he worked in the lower leagues, that's what, when I was in for a short period of time, I had to pull him aside and say, by the way, they can't do anything like you could do. I says, you're going to have to accept it, and that's what he found hard. And I think he's finding that a wee bit hard with that group of players. That he's looking at them and saying, how can you not do what I'm telling? I'm asking you to do this. How can you not do that? And it doesn't compute in his head at the minute. So that's what he's finding a wee bit tough. But that's part of management, isn't it?
Aye. I know what you're saying about control, and ideally, that's what you would want. But he's not coming into a team that we're flying. He's coming into a team where he's trying to. So what they're doing is showing a bit of character. All right, would Rangers fans and Barry and the players want to do it better? Of course they would. But you need to build. It can't just be right. This is a style. Go and play like that, because you can have. And we see it with some managers. You can see clearly what they're trying to do. They're planning how they want to play. There's waves of attack. Their patterns of play, and they're losing games. And people go, "You need to win games."
And what I would say to him, I know, is don't get caught up in too much. You'll hear of it, and we're even talking about the negatives. Concentrate on the positives. You win a game of football that you probably shouldn't have won. You've won it.
Is this your message to Barry? You can just phone him.
No, but I'm saying to the fans. I'm saying to the fans, I know that's the thing. Think about it. So
do you know where he has been really good? Surprised
because sometimes people out there in the media want to throw in a wee grenade,
Name
to
names.
throw in the doubt. So just
Who?
keep positive.
Us.
What? Aye. No,
Who
but
are you talking about?
No, so they do that. So that's what
is it?
they try that. So just the positive is they've come away.
Keep them talking. You'll get me.
A Saturday
Sorry,
night
mate,
with
sorry.
a great victory and end up and it sent all the punters saying happy.
Do you know where he's been really good? He's in-game decisions and management, changing it. When something's not working, he doesn't piss about, does he? He changes it quickly. Was it again, he was tattered with the back five against Dundee and said it wasn't working, went to the back four?
And do you know
that's what a manager's job is, isn't
and
it?
that's what's great when you've got 5 subs in it, you can do that in the modern day game.
That's your job as a manager.
Yeah, I agree.
Your job as a manager on that touchline is
Cheers.
to recognise and say, can I do something with the players that are on the park? If you can't, you use the people that are behind you. And I think you're right. I think he's doing very well at that.
What about Hibs? We need to talk about Hibs.
But do you-
15 games. in the
Aye,
league.
but geez, no, I'm going to tell you something that none of you will know. They've no won at Ibrox in 7 years.
Well, we do know
No,
on
we
the
did.
sheet.
No, it's on the sheet.
I
It's like you've done a research into that.
They
there,
didn't
didn't
know
it?
that.
Who
So
does
if you
the
just
research?
kept that quiet, I would look at genius.
I did get away with that.
Who does the research?
Me and
Is it?
Pence.
His dad.
Aye.
No, see, genuinely, that's why it's always fucking wrong.
Mate, it's incredible though with Davy Gray in it.
Aye.
Unbeaten.
Brilliant, brilliant. Especially you talk about people making noise at the start of the season.
Who backed them
The board?
on here?
You did.
Everybody did,
we
apart
did,
from me.
didn't we?
I'll
You
be-
did that.
Didn't we?
I think you
You
said
think
that.
back?
I think,
I'll be
but
honest, I thought he was out in his arse.
Aye.
I thought he was.
and I think that was the kind of narrative that was building because, again, they won the winning games, but you could see they were a good team, and he showed that he was capable of managing. He's done it obviously as a caretaker, but there was performances where you're thinking, I quite like that. The way he spoke to the media, I quite liked it. And then now he's winning games. So he's winning games. He's obviously went to the back three, which is what, because he's getting the best out of the players that he has, which is another job as a manager. And I'm delighted because there was a lot of people, and it happens all the time. We get young coaches, young managers. The job's too big for them. They're out their debt. They should never get the job and all this stuff. He's shown people what he's no.
Well, here's a
he's
wee
not
thing for
cracked
you,
it,
Faddy,
but
right?
He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Where I agree, I think he's handled the press brilliant. And the reason when he handled the press brilliant for me wasn't when he's winning and he's not getting beat foul. It's when he was under pressure, right?
Cameron.
But here, right, I know you guys backed him. I thought they'd have pulled the trigger on him, right? So no point in kidding on with that. If Hibs hadn't had the record of sacking managers prior to that,
Probably would have been.
would they have still stuck by him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
You know what?
but
I'm glad they have
would you?
because he's shown.
I think with most of the managers, there was criticism of the timing and the decisions to do it. So maybe they're learning that
which
you can't just keep sacking managers.
Aye.
The thing for me is he's obviously it wasn't a case of he's a legend, that he's loved by everybody connected with Hibs. Let's give him a shot. He's obviously spoke to them and put his ideas across,
impressed them.
and thankfully they've allowed him to see it out, because you see it even with managers that everything goes well and then they go through a wee bad spell and then they go, oh no, he's not got the experience, bump. That's when you learn as a manager. You learn more in
when
defeat
you're
and in the bad times, and you need to be able to have a chat. Look, no to the extent where if you can't see a way at turning, you keep going with it. But they need a spell where they need to try and figure out how to fix it. And if they get a chance to fix it, by the time they come out the other end, they're going to be better managers.
Clearly, I'm not a Hibs supporter, but I enjoyed listening to him because you believed what he was saying.
Saying how, with the
He was
bullshit.
honest, and that's where the frustration kicked in with us under Clement, because it was gobbledygook. I'm like, where are you coming with for it? Under Gray, you could see where he was coming from, and it's brilliant that they gave him time.
See, on your point about the manager not being sacked as well, did it also help that they've got Malcolm Mackay in there, who's a football guy?
I
They've probably thought David Gray's Conor in the past, it's probably not a football guy, and thought, just sack the manager.
But did some people not look at that as a
You're not
negative?
trying to fool people. Sometimes you get managers that they've got guys above them that are business and they maybe listen to the fans or maybe not even listen to fans. That sounds terrible. They'll listen to the negativity and they'll start to either believe it and go, I don't they don't really understand what the manager's telling them.
Yeah.
Because they can't see what they're watching if that marries up with what he's saying.
That's good.
So I think having Malky Mackay definitely is, and look, it was a appointment that wasn't, universally liked by a lot of people. But I think that when you've got that guy that knows it, that helps, that's been part of the coach education system at the SFA, the performance system at the SFA, an experienced manager, I think that it's definitely helped him, and I'm delighted for him. I love to see young Scottish coaches doing well,
Definitely.
and I'm absolutely delighted.
Game of the weekend.
Go on, David. Definitely game.
You think Hibs will finish third?
I do.
Yeah, so do I.
I do. I think the. Don't get me wrong. I think going to Ibrox is going to be the big test for them. But I think they've got enough quality there. And the turning point for me as well is, you talk about Hibs. They wrote off. For me, I think everybody wrote off Boyle.
Aye.
And all of a sudden, he's been massive to what they're doing. Change his system. Been massive. I think he grew into them just quickly on his man. I think he grew into the management thing for me in the Rangers game when he went out and Rangers at Easter Road.
Good
were
point. Again, in-game
absolutely
management.
destroying them, mate. They were running all over the top, and he changed it very quickly to get yourself back in the game. And I thought to myself, you've grown into this responsibility now.
Do need to say Martin Boyle's no daft in it. Start playing well when the contract's coming in the end of the season. No wee Boyle, mate. He's no daft.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares?
No.
Extra couple of grand. Kevin Nisbet back amongst the goals. Good to see for a Scottish
Amazing,
perspective.
but a bit of bad news for Aberdeen. Alec News came out and he wants him back at Millwall in the summer. So he's been huge for Aberdeen, mate, in the last. I mean, they're obviously in that bad run of form. I said it on Monday. I think he lost his confidence watching him. I think it was reading Ferry and he missed that.
Is he not like that, Slaney, throughout his career?
Jinky is.
It's a wee bit like that, aye.
Every
You know, it's
Sunday.
like
See
peaks
on
and
that,
troughs a wee bit. So,
Alec Neil coming out and saying he's coming back. Well, he's not going to come out and say he's not coming back, and then they get a good deal for him.
Do you see if you were Kevin Nisbet, would you rather go and get another crack at England, or would you go, I've found somewhere that I'm happy, I'm doing well?
I think the type of boy. I think the type of boy he needs to feel comfortable. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know if any of you know him. It's just the feeling you get.
Yeah.
So if he feels happy, comfortable at Aberdeen, I would encourage.
I don't think
him to
I've got a
stay.
lot to back this up, right? But I don't think Millwall's a good fit for him, right? Because he's been down there. I know they change of manager. Alec Neil's obviously, I'll know him very, very well. You're right. He's went to a club. We've all been there. You go to a club, you think, oh, this is a good club, and then you get in, and all of a sudden you know, this isn't a club for me. And see when you were talking about there's,
I had 6 of them, Des.
oh fuck me, I done
Every club I went to.
I done a career. The only one club I liked was the Club de Mar. The only one I liked was the Club de Marnier. That's the only one that suited me. And a Wednesday night was brilliant. But every striker, because they'll lose confidence. Do you know what I used to dread when I played? Because I played in that position, the start of the season, to get my first goal. Mate, see if I went through 3 games, I started panicking.
But did you have that only after the first game? See the first game where you're like, I feel good, I'm going to score. And then you don't score and you go,
And then you're going, next week I need to get a goal. I don't care. And then what you start doing is you start losing concentration what you're in the team for, because you become an individual because you're based on scoring goals.
I never thought that centre forwards thought like that.
Oh,
I didn't
terrible.
I wish I did. I wish I had
was
have
on a
known
goal
that.
bonus as well.
But I didn't realise
not
how.
35 a
Honestly,
season.
this is maybe how happy daft I was. But at the start, then if I knew if I was playing with him, he felt that, I'd be doing everything I could to put one on a plate for him, so he could just stick it in the back of the net and then just off you go. Because you want your strikers playing well. You want them confident, firing on all cylinders, don't you? So, but I didn't realise that. I mean, you'll be one of many that probably.
4-7 striker.
Aye, so
Selfish bastard striker.
It is, right? It is, and I know you're obviously having a joke, but it's your job in the team. So,
and if
especially
he scores, gets me my
like
bonus.
you didn't have, right, you need to do this for the team, and I don't care if you don't score goals. It was, right, who's scoring the most goals, because when it comes to it,
Nobody will bother how well you're playing for a team.
I think now it's different.
Aye, that's what
Now
I'm
it's
What they'll
different.
do,
Back then,
what they've done is they judged you how many goals you scored this season. You're sitting there going, fucking hell.
because you didn't get to watch as many games either. game on the telly every night of the week. So you're actually seeing it and going, didn't score, but done this, and trying to build the positives. Where you score a hat trick, right? Your managers be like, you missed fucking 2 chances. Should have been 5.
See when I scored in the back. See when I scored a hat trick, I went to half.
That's you done.
My job's done. For that. Aye. Half time. I'm off, mate. I'm away. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
Slaney, you and your dad are in with the Millwall casuals. What's the feeling amongst the fans that they want Nisbet back?
Desperate to get him back there. I think for Nisbet as well. So me and my dad, them with the Millwall casuals before him to start saying it. Yesterday, I broke a bit of my tooth. Yesterday,
Doing what?
Oh no!
He's got a new button.
Breaking in the gum shoe.
Well,
You should have had it on.
funny you said
Biting
that.
their toenails.
Put out yesterday a plea on Instagram. Is there any dentist that can take me ASAP? Every comment. Stop biting your dad's gum shield. Fucking sick. I'm really. See, just don't make a professional like why I'm here. See, with Nisbet, do you think the Scotland thing he might go well? I'm doing well at Aberdeen, but I'm still not really getting a sniff there. If I go back to Millwall and do it.
But he's got back in, hasn't he, with
Been
Scotland?
playing, being that number one.
But if he keeps scoring for Aberdeen, then I imagine he will.
It's a tough one for him because he's obviously come up on loan because it wasn't working out at Millwall, but there's a new manager that said they'll obviously have private conversations and know exactly what's happening. And then
Is he not a bigger club?
I'd say Aberdeen a bit club
Aberdeen?
Millwall.
Is it not? Would you know?
The Millwall.
I'd rather play with. Would you not rather play with an Aberdeen?
I'd rather play for Aberdeen than Millwall.
it's
Yeah,
not specifically the club though, it's the league.
The league, yeah.
So the opportunity. So I think the good thing for him is he's doing well. So he's going to, whether he decides to go, well, he's under contract, so he's getting a choice whether he decides to go back or not. He's in a better place than when he left. So then he's gone back with a bit of confidence, some options. Maybe other teams will come in and say, like what he's done, going to take a look at him. But I'd imagine that because I know your point is that he's doing well, but he might feel that he's got a point to prove. So he's come up, he's done well, he's got his confidence back. He doesn't want to maybe come away and say, well, it didn't work out in England for me, I'm just going to come back up the road. They might begin doing me a wee bit of fire to say, I'm going to show everybody down there that I'm good enough.
And that's what we don't know about the boy. And that's what I'm saying, the feeling I get that I think he'll be quite happy now at Aberdeen. He's scoring. Settled. I think that's the type of boy that's what he needs.
Does the fact that the Scottish manager as well change it? Would that ever come into your
Maybe.
meeting?
All these wee
Somebody
things
that might like you.
That's Faddy saying something like, I've got a point to prove, a wee bit I want to show them. Maybe he's not like that. Maybe he's
I think because he's striking,
I don't know.
I would imagine in his head he's thinking, I can score goals in the Championship. I want to
good
show
that
I can
he's
score
back.
goals in
He's
the
scoring
Championship.
goals, isn't it? It's just good.
But that's the main
That's
point.
it.
He's back, he's playing well, he's scoring goals.
Happy.
Well done, Kevin.
Everybody's getting the benefit out of it.
You're an expert at this top and bottom, you and your
Well,
dad.
there's only
So
well, just before Andy was going to call you there. So there's only a point between.
who are you calling Andy? Me?
Aye. Don't know where the Andy came out of my mouth, honestly.
Wasn't it me?
It's well. Just a point between them. Aberdeen travel to Ross County. I think
if I grew my
third
hair
place.
in, I'd have the same hair as Andy.
You
What about Curtin
you
Giant?
going Aberdeen third place?
I love it.
After this
I love
weekend's
that he's
game.
just doing what he wants.
Well, he doesn't
Love
give a
it.
fuck, Andy. Who is your favourite for third, just quickly?
I'm going to. Please don't ask me to explain it, but I think Aberdeen.
Mickey Devlin.
No, he's been at the team, which I think is a disgrace.
I know.
You going Hibs?
Yeah,
I'm going to Hibs. I've got a funny feeling.
I'll edge towards Hibs, aye.
Paddy?
There you go. I know.
Oh, you would have to say with the form they're in, it's Hibs, but you just never know. I think once we get the top six, going to be brilliant.
Edge. That's how I'm
The switch going to be amazing. But
Right.
You'd say Hibs are favourites.
Yeah. Celtic v St Johnstone, top v bottom. Did you ever top and bottom when you were younger?
Yeah.
And who were?
Mean Big Tosh.
What, you and Lewis?
Probably younger, but it was when I was Celtic.
Wait, you were 21 when you were at Celtic?
Aye, but
Why have you top and bottom in?
I only had one bed to share it with the time.
Who was that?
Big
Lewis
Tosh,
Tosh,
Aye,
the
take him
Celtic.
The boy done the Germany video.
Aye.
How did that come about?
He came to my house. I don't know what happened with him. I think
This is one of the, you've got a couch.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
one of the strangest things I've ever heard.
But I have a family. We had a family of 5 guys. 5 of us were in
The
the house.
couch was full that night.
So somebody's
4 of them were sleeping on the couch.
Did you not do that with your sister? Like, top.
Aye, you did.
Instant reactions to go, no, don't start. The gum shield sitting up there, battering.
I know, lovely lassie.
Aye. in Germany.
Really nice
too.
looking lassie.
It was strange.
See,
I couldn't do it
kids
anymore.
only doesn't like the stick, but he really doesn't like any praise.
He's getting into a bad place here.
No.
The fucking heat after
When you share, well, you did share a room there in Germany.
But because
that was okay.
He made me go in the room with the double bed, remember?
Your sister.
You took the room.
I never made you do it.
No, you were in the room with the two singles, and I had the room with the double. But you knew my sister was
I had
coming.
the short
so she was-
straw. I had big Kevin Kyle, man.
No, they were two singles and he pushed them together.
There's a hot in here.
Me and my brother used to talk to him. Certain like you're staying
Bogging
in somebody's
in it.
family's house, see waking up with a toe in your face, mate.
Why?
Sleep
Would
with
you
couch.
talk and tell them?
On the couch.
If you were
on
staying at my mum's pal's house and there was only like a limited number of beds, somebody was on the couch.
couch flare.
You're on the flare.
I'm the flare.
Somebody's
Doesn't matter.
Just like the same size.
Aye. Yeah, and you're not getting a big toe in your face.
But then if you wake up, he's a...
Just if he's a bit in behind.
But worse if you went to somebody peed the bed.
You're hoping it's a big toe in your face.
You bad for that, pissing the bed? Ever pissed the bed?
Oh, I did when I was wee, aye. Of course I did.
What age?
36.
Aye, 43, aye.
I said the same age.
Right, Celtic v St Johnstone, you can only see a Celtic one.
It's a squad in that.
St Johnstone look like they've kind of gone a bit, don't they? Especially that performance at Hibs.
Nice wee bits
But the
of
Paul
possession.
wins it. You know, I think that
They'll know
the
this.
problem is that they've really struggled against teams in the top six.
Yeah.
But obviously, once you get into the split, it's all teams run about them. Pressure on different teams. Different teams cope with it in different ways. So you never know, but it looks unlikely that
They're
they'll
doomed.
get out of trouble.
What they didn't want to happen this
I
week is they
think
get beat
they're
by Celtic and Dundee are at home and Kelly are at home, and then the gap's massive,
Aye,
innit?
I think it's gone for them. I think.
It could be a big weekend.
Aye, I
Thank
don't see
God.
them. I think.
I was starting to panic.
Were you with your
Was your
shower?
I had them away months ago.
Aye, I don't see it. Aye.
See if Dundee and Kelly do win this week and St Johnstone get beat, do you think that is just too big a gap?
Probably.
Would it go 8?
I think, aye, because
Kelly.
they would need to win. So what would they go to?
They'd go 8 behind.
Eight and 9.
Yeah.
So then they would need to win probably every game after the split and hope that
Kelly and Dundee
Kelly
don't.
Well, say at the end of the
win a
day,
game.
Yeah.
the many goals Dundee and Kelly are losing, do
My
you
God.
expect them to go and win?
Aye.
Aye, I know. The only thing I would say is, depending on what the points difference is when you get to the split,
Aye.
if their games are early, St Johnstone against Dundee, Dundee v Kelly, St Johnstone v Kelly, then it puts a lot of pressure. Because St Johnstone are the team that everybody's writing off. Everybody's saying,
Aye.
right, they're going to finish bottom, and really the fight is on for 11th to see who's in that playoff. So their pressure's off.
Yeah.
So the pressure then builds on. Ross County are too far away for automatic relegation, but they're not too far away for getting into that playoff. But Dundee and Kelly then are pressure on to win games because they're in good, and I wouldn't say a good position, better position than St Johnstone. St Johnstone can play with a wee bit of freedom,
Dundee
and
in
you
a
just
better
never know.
position than Kelly at the minute.
Kelly,
Do you
Well,
think?
I
Do you
was,
think so?
yep, I was at the game.
I agree with you, Derek.
I
Dundee are
watched
playing
them.
better than
They were
Fucking lose too many goals,
second best in every aspect during that game. I was a real shock. I mean, the weather wasn't that great, but I was watching I watched the highlights again with the sports scene boys and all that. I was quite surprised that they never called out McCrory. I think there was 3 goals that he should have at least saved.
Yeah.
You know, he was really poor, but it wasn't that. Just run about the amount of time they had to have a strike at goal. It was quite incredible. You don't expect that for a Derek McInnes side.
No.
But so that
Why do you think it's happened to Kelly this year? Because they were flying last year, weren't
the
they?
players, you look at the squad they've got, look at the manager they've got, and you think, I thought, oh, that's a shoe, and they'll be top 6, without a shadow of doubt. You see them get absolutely horsed against St Mirren. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Stuart Finley's back, though, that could be big for
There's-
them. He was
No,
on the
they need
bench the
something.
weekend.
They need somebody in Vassell as well. He needs to come back for
Aye, they
injury.
miss him, don't
They need something to give them a G up.
I just think with Kelly, they can always win a game. I know that they've
At
been
home
poor.
as well, especially.
I know they have been poor and losing last week heavily. You don't really expect that, but they win. They win games. They've got a way of winning games. They're obviously not winning enough because they're doing in a position they don't want to be. But I think they've got players that can, you know.
See, I take on board what you're saying about Dundee, right? Because you look at them against Rangers, they scored goals, but they've conceded 67 goals.
Well, look at that though, Daz. Dundee have scored 48, which is the joint third in the league with Hibs.
I know, but
But
They conceded the missed.
I'll get back to the game at the weekend. See, when you're seeing Dundee and you're seeing, oh, they're right on the front foot, they're scoring goals, you always thought in your head, and Faddy said, there's more to come here, and you always thought the Rangers could go and win it because they don't know how to shut up shop for me now.
They changed their shape, and no, they changed during the game, and it
Never worked.
no, they went to a back three, and it changed the game. Because as much as Barry made the changes and Rangers, did get better, Dundee went to a back three and went away for what was working for them. And maybe, I don't know,
To be a wee bit
decisions to go there.
You wouldn't say Ross County, we're talking Dundee Commander, you wouldn't say Ross County are sitting there safe. They're going to get dragged in. They've got a big weekend coming
By
up.
the way, the two teams that miss out could.
Mother St
And no into relegation, but into the playoff.
second one.
They could, because
Dundee United were the same.
so much focus on top six, but then when you drop out, you've got the teams below you fighting to stay in the division.
That's why I like the split. That's why I like
And that's just how the reconstruction's a lot of bollocks. Because it's what that's the way you're talking. You're talking, it's quite exciting, isn't it?
So Motherwell at the minute, Ross County, it's outside. Motherwell in an eighth, if they get into the top six, we've seen it before, then you're fighting for a European spot. If they don't, they could be fighting against a playoff spot for relegation. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
There's maybe no Motherwell. If it was somebody else, it'd be brilliant. But
do you think it will finish with Dundee United Hearts? Although they play each other this weekend, like how much I bear?
Dundee United play Hearts, then Hearts play Motherwell.
Yeah.
Then Hearts play Motherwell. Who would you fancy to get that 5th and 6th spots? Like Dundee United are almost.
I think Dundee United.
Yeah.
It's a tough one then. After that, St Mirren have got.
What do you like about St Mirren? They've got.
Hearts play Dundee United, so points are going to be dropped with somebody. Then they play Motherwell, so points are going to be dropped with somebody. It leaves the door massively open for St Mirren.
St Mirren are better than people think they are.
I think St Mirren.
We're probably. I think Stevie Robinson mentioned it. He says we all talk about the organisation, the power. They've got good players and all. You can see it. Boy Phillips. Boyd Munns, O'Hara in the middle of the park. And there's
But they're going to Dundee at the weekend. And Dundee, you're talking about players scoring goals, fighting for their lives. It's exciting. I think Hearts will definitely go top six. I think they've got enough quality.
I think Hearts will beat Dundee United the weekend.
So do I.
Home match. I agree.
I don't know.
No, I do.
I agree with that.
Anything else, Paul? Is that us?
I think we've covered all that.
Just go on the evidence you've seen. I like what I've seen with St Mirren. My God, aye.
But the thing with St Mirren is, because of the way they play, when they're at it, they're very good. But if they drop slightly, they're vulnerable. It's hard for them to maintain. You see it even going back to the Hearts game in the Cup. First half, you're like this.
Have they maintained?
They're going to win, but then they drop off a wee bit. Hearts come back and
But
only
then
win
again,
penalties.
if they can maintain that performance, they put it
It's
against
maintaining it. I think as well, big talk last week going into the game was the ludicrous Olasanya setting yellow, and they were like how much it's going to impact them.
It's going to hurt them.
Aye.
I know, and then they
Struggled, didn't they?
I mean, that just shows you're right, Del, you're spot on the canny change this league, the format of it, can't they? No, this is brilliant.
Just listen to
You could have it with a couple more teams,
aye.
and but still have a split where you're keeping that engagement right to the very end.
Aye, that's what you need to do. Definitely, because it's magic. I love it.
Good. Right, on Cooping time.
Aye, well, I won my Cooping last week with the 4 teams.
Oh, well done, mate.
Aye, but
Did you get up?
You are the man.
No, he never got up, but he did win a Cooping.
Yes, well done.
I wish we were doing that this week, but we'll know.
What weekend you had last weekend? Cooping up and your...
Aye. No,
What was the best?
Who did you take last week?
What was the best?
Who did you take last week?
What would you not take? I would probably take the Cootem up now. Would you
Every
not?
day of the week.
That is a big one. You know, big one for you.
You taking your whole year Cooping?
All day.
But things change. Things change as you get older.
Aye, you can do more with your money.
You get more of a buzz out of that.
Aye.
This week's Cooping we're doing the bet builder.
Serious,
I know, yeah.
With the Rangers and Hibs game, we're doing the bet builder.
Ooh, I like that.
But it's even better, it's a 25% bet builder boost for SPK, so it's not just your normal one, it's a wee boost there to get your odds flying sky high. So I'll start, I'm going to go.
See, can I ask you a question first? See the bet builder, can you do it bet on anything? Or is it just specifically these options?
On anything.
Cup right.
Type of company
Build any
SPK,
bit.
you could build any bit.
Let's just build.
Aye, of course you can. Aye, we're going to do it here. Rangers, Hibs, player to be carded. We'll do it all together.
Do it all together.
Right, who are we thinking
Right.
then?
Alright, so it's just one coupon. Right. Player to be carded, T&Cs.
That's a good shout.
Hibs away from home, probably be flying into a few tackles.
Be quite rash, can't it?
Joe Newell if he's playing.
Neil
Aye,
injured.
Big Bashir at the back, he's a certainty. Isn't he?
he could.
He's a certainty.
What about Boyle on the breaking on the Rangers back four? About
I think
Porteous, but I know he's not even there. Porteous will get a card.
I think Triantis, I think that's a good shout.
Diamande.
Does he pick up bookings, does he?
Aye, he does, aye.
Diamande for
He
me.
does.
And what you want to go?
I'll go, so all
Yeah, I'm not that bothered.
Triantis.
I'll go T&Cs.
Right, I'll go use I am.
Right, we'll start with him, okay.
Right, okay, fine.
Goals over or under?
You can take that.
Over. It's got to be.
I think it
Over 2.5?
Yeah.
Aye, easy.
Yeah, over 2.5. Anytime scorer?
Dessers.
That's isn't it?
Aye. It's,
You happy with that?
aye, I'll
good
go with that.
distance.
I'm
Okay.
very happy with that.
Both teams to score, I would go yes.
Yes.
And then full-time result.
Oh, this is you can
Rangers
take
draw or
this.
Hibs.
It has. You need to be involved in this. It's 5.
I think it'll be a draw.
What, do you? No, I
Hibs
think
unbeaten 15.
what I like about Hibs, but I think Rangers will just edge it. Again, aye. But Rangers will win it.
I'm going Rangers up. I think Hibs will score. Because
So do I.
I think Rangers will
But
be
Rangers will
goals.
win it.
I think I would go, me probably 3-1.
3-1. Aye, that's what I was.
I think Hibs are going to win.
Oh,
This is why it's good.
that's why you get paid the big bucks.
I'm not
Paddy.
fucking giving him a clap.
There's the pundits trying to bring your brother down. Found him.
You give him a fucking skip pack, may as well give him a clap.
He's got the exact same one as us.
Paul, where you going?
One each.
To a draw?
Yeah.
So we've got 2 for the Rangers win, 2 for a draw.
Hold on, Faddy, what's your score, sorry?
No, I just think Hibs are going to win.
Wow.
Right, well, I'll go.
He's looking you up and down, mate, watch. He's going to attack you.
Well, I think Hibs are going to win, so I'm aware on. I'll go with the draw. So you need to put a
We're
draw.
going draw.
Right.
What odds does that
Okay.
pay?
Oh, this is
For
controversial.
49ers! There you go, the 40 dodges buzzing with a helmet on, isn't it? If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. Brilliant, lads.